Hey everybody, welcome back to another one of these music discussions that we've been doing here on the Vyratik YouTube. This week we're going to be talking about not an indie or punk thing like we usually do. This is our first electronic album that we're going to be talking about. This is Porter Robinson's World. Got it on vinyl. Picked up a vintage vinyl. Shout out to them. Basically where I get all of my vinyl. That or the internet.
Yeah, the internet's a good place to get vinyl. We have some expanding going on here. We listen to more than just some indie and some punk stuff.
Yeah, that's just the stuff that we tend to just enjoy and talk about more. But we figured this is his first album. His first album. He had come out with I think an EP and a couple singles before this, and this was his first album. And I think, it's definitely worthy of talking about because there's definitely a lot that me and Jimmy both got out of it. And
absolutely. It's always good to hear some cool beeps and boops. Speaking of beeps and boops, Bloody Beep Boops Season 3. Yeah. Probably at the time of releasing this, we are in the middle of it. So check us out on Sunday nights, 10:30 to midnight on wjtv.njit.edu.
Yeah, link for that will be down in the description. If you like the Facebook page, which will also be down in the description,
look at us.
Oh yeah, all these shameless plugs. Yeah, so if you go there, you'll get more info and updates as to what's going on the channel and what's going on with the radio show, which should be starting February 8th, if not the week after. So February 15th should be the first show if February 8th doesn't work out for whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about this album. Like I said, this is his first album that he did. It came out on August 12th in 2014. And
easily one of our most anticipated albums of 2014. Once he announced that he was coming out with a full-length album, we were so excited for it because we liked all of his older work. Well, not all of his older work. A lot of his older
work, yeah. Some of it was like
a little too
he did a lot of very it was kind of like the trendy stuff is what he used to do. Like he had a couple dubstep tracks, he had a couple he had a Moobatone track, and then the rest was just kind of standard kind of big room house. And when he was talking about making this album, he was like, I'm not trying to make an album that I think people are going to want to listen to. I'm making an album that I want to listen to. I'm looking at this as a piece of art, as something that I enjoy rather than, something that is going to get the plays. But yeah, still, it seems like it did really well even still.
I respect him a lot more for that too, and I did respect him a lot to begin with. But it's so easy to follow a trend and just if it's going to make you money, go do it. And he made his money the first time, and then he was like, you know what, guys? I'm going to do what I want to do. And he didn't exactly take his ball and go home, but he kept with it. He put more music out. He just did it his way, not the way that people expected him to. And I thought that was amazing. And we got a fucking awesome album out of it.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It was actually really cool, too, because the day the album came out, he did a live stream on Twitch where he just was playing a bunch of, MMOs that he, really liked and kind of inspired the feel of the album, the way, the world design was. So he was just going...
The album title Worlds.
Yeah, look at that. So he was just kind of going through and, just listening to the album, talking about each song, playing these games, and, answering some questions from the chat. It was pretty cool. I watched, I think the whole thing. If not, I at least watched most of it. And it was pretty cool. And one of the things that really caught me was my favorite song on the album is the first track, Divinity. The thing that he said about that kind of hit me, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking cool. It's got this one drop where it's just it's gets into the beat, and he's like, I wanted that to be the first thing on the album. I wanted people to not know it was coming. I wanted them to be surprised by it. I wanted them to just listen to it for the first time and just go, oh, fuck.
Divinity isn't a single. The album had 2 singles. I want to say they were Sad Machine and Sea of Voices.
No, there's
No,
three.
three singles: Sad Machine, Sea of Voices, Lionhearted.
Yeah.
All three very good songs.
Yeah.
Lionhearted probably the most reminiscent of his older work.
It's like the closest to like kind of like EDM and like house stuff. It. I'm gonna get yelled at by people that know shit about subgenres, but it was more like his older stuff. It was more like it's like the most like upbeat, like kind of danceable track on the album, while the rest is like really like heavy on like synth and like airy vocals and like just really chill stuff. And it's
disclaimer:
really nice.
we don't like, we're not qualified for any of this. We just like talking. Anyway,
We're just some music nerds.
Yeah, but music nerds, fucking Porter Robinson's Japan nerd.
Yeah, very evident on his Twitter. He's basically as Japan as an American person could be. So much so that when he took a trip to Japan, some people were scared, myself included, that he was never coming back. He was just gonna be lost to the fucking the abyss or some shit like that.
As you guys who watch have noticed, we put up different flags behind us every time, and this time we put up a Gurren Lagann flag.
Yeah, an anime flag, because my brother owned it, and I was like, oh, we're talking about a dude that loves anime. Gotta have this anime flag, and it's pretty cool looking. So.
Shout out to Damaholic, who
shout out to my brother.
Probably be in a future video.
His
actual brother, not
yes,
me.
my brother. I've discussed doing one of these discussions with him when a certain album comes out. But
now it's on the internet. Now you have to do it.
I mean, music's not really his like biggest draw, but there's a couple things that we can agree on, and there's something that I was like, I'm pretty sure he knows more about this band than I do, and they're coming out with an album, so
look out for that one.
Stay tuned for that one.
But we did talk about how Porter Robinson's album is different from his older stuff, and there's one song that was different in a bad way for us. Some people loved it, namely Brandon Rodriguez, who is in our 2014 year in review, who said he did not like this album. Screw you, Brandon. But no, to each their own. Yeah. He loved the song Flicker, which is J-pop.
It's very heavily J-pop influenced, and I've never been able to get into pop of pretty much any sort. So, especially J-pop. I just didn't like Flicker. That was really the only thing that I didn't really like about the album. Like, I thought all the vocalist choices that he made were really good,
including using his own on Sad Machine.
Yeah,
that was so.
Apparently that was like kind of like a last resort. He's like, I can't find a vote. I guess I'll do it myself. All right,
do it myself. Like Joel Zimmerman, Deadmau5 did whatchamacallit, Sleeping Beauty Pills.
Yeah. That was really cool. Like he's not a great singer by any means, but if you look up the the original version of Sleeping Beauty Pills done by Deadmau5 or Joel Zimmerman, I don't know how you're gonna find it. Really good. Just like look into that because it's just him.
That's another thing that's a complete deviation from his normal stuff.
It's just him playing. It's just guitar. Maybe some like droning keyboard and then his vocals, and it's like
there might be a drum track in the background too.
There's like a there's like a really simple drum track. Very simple. It's really good. But yeah, Porter Robinson definitely took a step back from whatever he was doing, like the whole like stuff that you'll see at like Hard and EDC and freaking Ultra Music Festival, and then just like said, I'm gonna go for something that I feel is art rather than, this is going to get me on the radio, because I'd rather make something I love than just make money off something that is just it's not really what I want to do. And it was really cool that he did that. I know I'm being redundant here, but
we want to stress that it was really cool that he did that.
Yeah. But going back to the vocal choices that he made on the album, there's a lot of featured like female vocalists, or like at least there's like computerized vocals in a couple songs that are like female voices. And he was saying like a lot of the songs that he was trying to like get like these really like airy, cutesy vocals. Like he just wanted them to be like really like soft and like adorable almost. And it's like it really sticks with the music, it matches with it, and it's like it I don't know how to explain it. It's really calming, and if I'm ever like kind of like pissed off or sad, I'll just listen to Divinity, and it just like it's like that kind of feel good
It's very
music.
hard to be angry listening to this album.
Yeah, it's feel good music. That's all it is.
I know Divinity. Whenever I hear it, I want to do things. Like it makes me want to just get up and get whatever I need to get done. But with that, we have a couple favorite songs to mention.
Yeah.
I'll go first. We
Yeah.
usually do three. So, Sea of Voices was the first song that came out off of this album, and it has stayed with me the whole time.
It's really easy to get lost in that song.
It's 5 minutes. I wish it was 40.
It's like
It starts and ends so quickly, but that's not a bad thing. It hits you, and then it's so airy, and it puts you floaty. You're floating away.
It's a really subtle build and really subtle drop, but it just builds up to like it like kind of is like almost epic in a way, and it's got this slow build up to it, and then it just kind of hits you, and you're just like, oh, I'm listening to a song, and holy shit.
And then it ends, and I remember when it ended the first time I listened to it, I got genuinely sad because the song was over. I wanted more, and I could probably listen to that song on loop for hours.
I think you found it before I did.
I probably did.
And then you came over to my house, and you're like, we gotta listen to this, and I was like, all right. Yeah.
My other two favorites are Divinity and Sad Machine 2. Divinity, not one of the singles, first song on the album. We talked enough about it, so I won't get into that. Sad Machine, the one with his vocals, I know is one of Dave's favorites, so I'll let him talk about that one.
All right. My top three. Divinity is definitely my favorite on the album. I really like how well it starts the album. It just starts out.
Placement plus quality.
Yeah.
It makes it so amazing.
And I'm a real big stickler to how like an album flows, and having it like start off well like that kind of locked me in for the rest of the album, where I was like, all right, yeah, like this is definitely like, it just got me ready to just be like, all right, I'm going to listen to this album. I'm going to do this. It's going to be good. Because like when new albums come out, I like to try and sit down with them. Like I want to have it be like the only thing that I'm doing. I want to just listen to it, and that's it. It's one thing to like listen to music while doing other things. It's another thing to like be able to sit down with an album and just have that be what you're doing. And Divinity kind of got me into that mindset where it got me ready for that. And
Your body was ready.
My body was ready.
Your body was ready.
Whenever we do discussions like this, I always try and do that with one of the albums. If not, like I'll just do it while I'll listen to it while I'm like dicking around on Facebook or like working on radio show stuff, because that's just mindless, just scrolling and clicking, and the music's really like the only thing that I can it's the only thing for me to focus on. I'll just put on headphones, and it'll just be there, and that's basically it. And yeah, I'll stop talking about that now. And then Sad Machine, we both said we really enjoyed. That's probably my second favorite on the album. A lot of people were like giving him shit about like it's the computerized vocals on it sound like Glaus. They're like, oh, gee, Glaus. He's like, no, it's just the program that I use kind of sounds like it. And yeah, him actually singing on it really adds to it. It's the first time he's sung on on any of his songs, and he did a good job. And I mean, I want to hear him do some more tracks with him singing, because
if they turn out like Sad Machine, I'll take all of them.
Exactly.
I will take all of them.
Yeah. I think that was the second single to come out. The second single. Yeah. So yeah.
Lionheart was the last. So
I'm pretty sure I bought it as soon as I heard it. I was like, yeah.
My money, take it.
Yeah. And then my third favorite is another one of the singles, Lionhearted. I don't know. It's just like that upbeat. It's just upbeat. It's danceable, and it's sort of like Divinity, where it's like a feel good kind of song for me. Mm. Sad Machine's like a little bit more like how do I say this? It's like it's not depressing, but it's like it's
somber.
It's somber. That's the word. Yeah,
Trip compatible.
and I'm the one that goes to college. Anyway, yeah, that
For
one's
those of you that haven't seen Pacific Rim, watch Pacific Rim so you can get that joke.
yeah. I don't know. Well, I listen to this album to feel good, and it always works. Whenever I'm feeling down, this is a good album to listen to instead of just like listening to something that's just gonna keep me depressed.
Yeah, which is
Like
sometimes you need that. You need to get a little lower before you can get back up. But
Yeah.
this is a great way to. It's a great ladder to start climbing out of the hole.
you're gonna
Show off splatter there.
What's splatter?
There's no splatter. It's black.
It's just black, dude.
I didn't know this. I haven't
was
seen
so
this one.
upset. There was a limited edition clear
Two
one,
discs. It's black.
but I just got the black one because this is what they had at the record store.
That's okay. At least we got to show it off.
Yeah,
It's the first time I ever saw it.
You thought it was a splatter.
I thought it was
It could have been a really cool.
You know what? If honestly,
it's also got I like the inside art too.
yeah, inside
That little
art,
symbol face
cover
thing.
art. Honestly, they could have just gone with something close to the
Like,
cover
just put- just
the
like
cover
a-
pattern here. If that was the splatter, you know, hey people, Astral Works, hey, get on that. But anyway,
That's really all we have to, or at least I have to say.
great album. We talked about it in our 2014 year interview. Go check that one out. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that bullshit, or don't. Just watching the video is enough for us. This
Yeah.
is pretty cool that we get to do this.
The fact that like these are actually like these videos are doing better than I expected. I didn't expect them to go as far as they have. They really haven't gone all that far yet. But there are some of them that are doing pretty well, and that's
Getting outside of our friend group was actually pretty cool. So thanks for that, guys. Thanks.
all right. Thanks for watching.
See it.